I mean, Richard, what do you think? I know you've written about this for Mail Plus this week. What have you said?
I mean, I think Meghan's decision to postpone this programme really does lay bare her contempt for the royal family. And I'll tell you why, because, you know, she said apparently People magazine had her saying that she didn't think twice about cancelling this programme after the terrible wildfires. Well, you might remember, and as lots of people have pointed out to me since that was announced, that Meghan certainly, you know, she may have thought twice, but she went ahead with the Oprah Winfrey interview when Prince Philip was seriously ill. He was in hospital, and then they decided to go ahead with the programme. Obviously caused heartache for everyone in the royal family, and Prince Philip died 4 weeks later. And we know they went ahead with everything else, like the Netflix series when the Queen was in failing health. You know, Harry announced his memoirs as well when it was obvious that Queen Elizabeth was increasingly frail. So I'm sorry, you know, people have been quite cynical about this, you know, sudden compassion.
And it's not the only time, is it, though, that their plans have been thwarted by major events?
No, I mean, there does seem to be something of a sort of curse of Meghan, because let's be honest, when they moved to LA, you know, they were hoping that would be, or when they moved to North America, it would be the start of their career. And then what happened? You had lockdowns and the pandemic, and it ended up that they couldn't launch that show business career that they wanted to for some years, and it really put them back. So again, it's a very unfortunate timing. And I have to say as well, I mean, think what Meghan's done. She's just delayed this programme by a couple of months. But what really will be different in March? I mean, you're going to have vast areas of LA with people still homeless. You know, really, will there be a sort of appetite for this, you know, luxury programme, showing off your fancy kitchen to your friends? I don't know.
And
my family, you've heard the words of Carnival of so-called expert Richard Eden, or as they call him, Kate Middleton's biggest cheerleader. And my family, I'm actually very, very right about this. I'll tell you why. Number one, because apparently a couple of months ago, this guy, Richard Eden, was gloating, so happy that Kate's brother had sent him dog food. Yeah. Just a couple of months ago, Kate's brother sent Richard Eden dog food. And my family, I remember when the palace, or should I say William, threw Kate under the bus after it was revealed that that photo released on Mother's Day of Kate and the kids was a fake. Richard Eden was the first person to say, "Why are you doing this to Kate Middleton? Why? Why are you doing this to her?" Even if it was clear William was throwing his own wife under the bus, you know, but Richard was basically defending Kate Middleton, or because Kate's brother sent him dog food. You know? Now my family, as you've heard what this guy says, I've heard him saying that somehow, you know, it is Meghan's fault, the pandemics, you know, the Queen's health, Philip's health, you know, them somehow, you know, their health deteriorating, somehow it's Meghan's fault. All of it a bunch of nonsense. My family, how old, for example, was Prince Philip when he passed away? Let me just do a simple, my family, Google search, you know? How old was Prince Philip when he passed away? My family, this guy was 99 years old. He was 99 years old. He was 99 years old when he passed away. 99 years old. 99 years old. And somehow, according to Carnival, so-called expert Richard Eden, somehow, you know, Philip dying 4 weeks later after the Oprah interview was somehow because of the Oprah interview. Surely. And don't forget, Meghan and Harry never said a bad word about Philip or even about Queen Elizabeth the second at the time. They never ever said a bad word about Philip or a bad word about my family, Queen Elizabeth II at the time. They never ever did that. In fact, even Taylor Perry said that Meghan, held back. Taylor Perry said there is so much more that Meghan could have said, but she held back. In fact, even my family, in the Oprah interview, Meghan and Harry were very, very lenient. Extremely lenient. I repeat, very, very lenient. To senior members of the royal family, to William, to Kate, to Charles, to Camilla, Harry and Meghan were very, very lenient. Very lenient. And they did the Oprah interview, as Harry said in Spare, because he and Meghan, after stepping back as senior members of the royal family, the attacks on both of them drastically increased, more so towards Meghan. And Harry said they have to do something to make it all stop. And that's why they decided to do the Oprah interview, to try and get UK media and senior members of the royal family who we have learned signed off on this press assault towards Harry and Meghan to back off. But as you and I both know, have they ever backed off? No, they have not. And also, speaking about compassion, time and time again, we keep hearing, Meghan. Think about Prince Philip's health. Meghan, think about the Queen's health. Meghan, think about Charles. Think about Kate. Think about Camilla. When are we gonna hear, think about Meghan? When are we gonna hear that? Because I wanna hear them saying, think about Meghan. Think about how she feels. Think about the toll that this ongoing bullying has had on her mental health. Think about the effect this bullying has had on Meghan, on Prince Harry, on Archie, on Lilibet. I don't hear that. It's always, Meghan, think about the Queen. Meghan, think about Philip. What about Meghan herself? Let me read you. In my family, I want to address Richard Eden personally. Richard, let me read you an excerpt of Harry's memoir Spare, of what Harry said. Because I am sick and tired, Richard, and I hope you watch this, I'm sick and tired of seeing, Meghan, think about the Queen. Meghan, think about Philip. What about Meghan? What about her? Hear this yourself, please. And I hope that Richard Eden will watch this. And I quote from Spare, Harry's memoir Spare. And I quote, I walked home from the office and found Meghan sitting on the stairs. She was sobbing uncontrollably. My love, what's happened? I thought for sure we lost the baby. I went to her on my knees. She choked out that she didn't want to do this anymore. Do what? Live. Richard, I want to ask you a question. What about Meghan? What about her? What about her feelings? When you lot have been bullying her every single day for the past 8 years, has anybody in the royal family said, what about Meghan? What about how she feels? What about her feelings? What about her mental health? Has any of you thought about that? But of course, it's Harry and Meghan who should be considerate to people who don't care one bit about what happens to them. My family, allow me to please kindly continue. Harry then says in spare, and I quote, "I did not catch Meghan's meaning at first. I did not understand. Maybe did not want to understand. My mind just did not want to process the words. It's also painful," Meghan told Harry. She was saying, what is to be hated like this? For what? What have I done? Richard, what has Meghan done? And don't say the Oprah interview. Don't say spare. Don't say the Harry and Meghan documentary, because the torture that Meghan experienced was put through in the raw fold by you lot, by William, by Kate, by Charles, by Camilla, made her contemplate taking her own life, because you lot pushed her, to want to, God forbid, harm herself. You, Richard Eden, you are among them. Meghan asked Harry, what has she done? She asked. She really wanted to know. What sin has she committed to deserve this kind of treatment? She just wanted to make the pain stop, she said. Not only for her, for everyone, for me, for her mother, but she couldn't make it stop. So she had decided to disappear. Disappear. Without her, she said, all the press would go away. And then I wouldn't have to live like this. Our unborn child would never have to live like this. It's so clear, she kept saying. It's so clear. Just stop breathing. Stop being. This exists because I exist. I begged her not to talk like that. I promised her we'd get through it. We'd find a way. In the meantime, we'd find her the help she needed. Richard Eden, again I ask you, what about Meghan? What about her, Richard? What about her? Don't say you attack her because of the Oprah interview. This happened way before the Oprah interview. You lot have been abusing this woman for many years, painting her as the villain. And for what? What has she done? Even Meghan asked, what has she done to deserve being treated so appallingly, being abused, being insulted, being told to go back to America? And even after she did that, you lot, Richard, you still won't leave her alone. Even now as we speak. And then you say, why won't Meghan think about the Queen, her feelings? Why won't Meghan think about, the then Prince Philip? What about them? Richard, what about Meghan? What about her? You have dehumanized her so much for so long that you don't see her as deserving of empathy, sympathy, even being treated with basic human dignity. For so long, you've dehumanized Meghan to the point you see others as human beings, but Meghan, you don't care about her feelings, about her mental health, about her kids. Harry and Meghan, Richard, lost their unborn child. They lost their unborn child, Richard, partly because of the actions of the British media hounding Meghan, harassing her to the point that you put her through so much stress that she and Harry lost their unborn child. Even right now, Richard, I ask you again, I'm asking you personally, Richard, what about Meghan? What about her feelings? What about her? What about her kids? What about Archie? About Lilibet? About Harry, her husband who lost his mother because he was hounded by the UK tabloids who are now hounding his wife? The effect that losing his mother, Harry's mother, has had on Harry himself. You know it. all of you members of the Rota know that it has even been challenging for Prince Harry to even accept his mother passed away. You all know this, but still you target his wife. You target the mother of his kids, and then also you intend on targeting his kids. In fact, you already have targeted his kids. And that's why in the first episode of the Harry and Meghan documentary, Harry said, and I quote, "Hate was being stirred up against my wife and my son." And then you say, Meghan, think about the Queen. Don't tell the world what we are doing to you. Don't speak about it. Never complain, never explain. Don't tell the world how racist you lot have been towards her. Keep quiet, Meghan, says Richard Eden. Keep quiet. Don't say anything. Keep quiet. Never complain, never explain. You are hurting the feelings of the Queen and Philip. You hurt them, Meghan, says Richard Eden, who doesn't care about Meghan's feelings. My family, if they had treated Meghan well, you would never ever be concerned about what Meghan can say in the Oprah interview or in the Harry and Meghan documentary. You know? If only you treated Meghan well. Even right now as we speak, it terrifies senior members of the royal family to think that Meghan could write a memoir. It terrifies them. It scares them so much. As Meghan said herself, she has not scraped the surface with her own personal experiences in the royal family. Richard, what about Meghan? What about her? Even now as we speak, even though Meghan's show has nothing to do with the royal family, still, as we can see, according to Carnival of so-called expert Richard Eden, Kate's cheerleader, he says that Meghan delaying her program lays bare the contempt that she has for the royal family. How? How? Surely how? What does Meghan show on cooking of things that she has loved to do before she met Harry? What does that have to do with the royal family? And only a couple of days ago, Richard said the Windsors want Meghan's show to be a success because they don't want Meghan doing a memoir. And I told you, it's all a bunch of lies. They don't want Meghan's show to succeed. They don't. And based on Carnival of so-called expert Richard's own words, my family, he himself, my family, confesses. He himself, my family, is doing the confession. He's saying that friends of the royal family, in my family, and courtiers, and even some royals have told him that why did Meghan not postpone the Oprah interview? Why did Meghan not postpone the Oprah interview? Why? Why? And even some royals have told him, why did Meghan not postpone the Oprah interview? You know? Really? Why have the royal family never ever stopped attacking Meghan? The Oprah interview came as a result of the attacks on Harry and Meghan increasing even after they stepped back as senior members of the royal family. Harry and Meghan said Harry said in Spare, they had to do something to try and get all the attacks to stop. And they held back. They held back in the Oprah interview. They held back. Harry even, in an interview with ITV's Tom Bradby, he said this. During the Oprah interview, his wife Meghan confessed that she thought of taking her own life. And instead of the media backing off and just leaving her alone, they increased their attacks on Meghan. And they've kept on increasing their attacks on Meghan and then saying, Meghan, You better not write a memoir. You better not write one. And my family, and now that Meghan has moved on with her life, they're still trying to drag her name to the mud by constantly attacking her and every single project that Harry and Meghan are both involved in. You know? My family, it is clear, even from what we've seen, whereby apparently Kate, William, and Charles had all scheduled themselves to make appearances around the time whereby Meghan's show was supposed to air. It is clear as night and day that my family, the farm, have no intentions of wanting to see either Harry or Meghan succeed. They want them to fail. And they are doing everything in their power to try and sabotage Harry and Meghan. You know? My family. And then my family, according to Eden, he says that, somehow Harry and Meghan's projects have been, somehow been compromised or delayed because of my family disasters. Or their plans have been delayed because of disasters. Now, my family, how is that even Harry and Meghan's fault? Surely, how is that even Harry and Meghan's fault? My family, UK media, should focus more on the taxpayer-funded royals they pay for. They pay nothing to fund Harry and Meghan, but yet they are more obsessed in anything that Harry and Meghan do than they are on the taxpayer-funded royals back in the UK, to the point that senior members of the royal family, just to try and get attention, they have to put my family in engagements whereby they came to work, around the time whereby Harry and Meghan, my family, are busy with different projects. My family, I can't stand really seeing how they lie about Meghan constantly and how even they treat Meghan as if she's not a human being. There is nothing in this world that can possibly ever justify the kind of abuse, insults, racism that we have seen Meghan experience all these years, all these past 8 years. Nothing can ever justify what we have seen Meghan endure at the hands of the UK media. And UK media, what they are doing is trying to say is because of the Oprah interview. My family, before the Oprah interview, Meghan was being attacked every single day, non-stop, regardless. Before the Oprah interview, before Meghan even said a word about anything, Meghan was being attacked and still is being attacked to this date. It is bullying, and bullying must always be condemned and of course, called out. Bullying must always be condemned, and my family, of course, called out in the strongest terms possible, my family. In the strongest terms, my family, possible. Bullying must always be condemned, and my family, of course, called out in the strongest terms, my family, possible. And my family, that is what we keep on doing each and every single day, my family, for a very long time, condemning the ongoing bullying of Harry and Meghan by the toxic UK media in the strongest terms, my family, possible. And my family, why can't UK media stop attacking Harry and Meghan? Why can't they stop? Because if they do stop attacking Harry and Meghan, they will not have to worry about the Oprah interview, about any interviews Harry and Meghan will do. They would not have to worry about that. They would not. In fact, there would be no Oprah interview if UK media were not busy bullying Meghan 24 hours a day, if the firm never ever waged a smear campaign towards Meghan, there will be no Oprah interview. If the firm, meaning William and Charles, never ever signed off on a press assault towards Harry, Meghan, and anyone in their circle, there would be no Spare, there would be no Harry and Meghan documentary, there would be no Oprah interview. If Kay Moulton never had concerns about Archie's skin color, meaning if she wasn't racist towards Archie, my family, then of course, Meghan would never have said about that there were senior members of the royal family who had concerns about her then unborn child's skin color. She would never have said that. If only Kate and Charles were not allegedly racist towards Harry and Meghan's then unborn child. You know? And that's the truth, and nothing but the truth. And nothing but the truth, my family. So why can't Kate, William, Charles, and Camilla just be nice? Just be nice to Harry and Meghan. Just treat them well. Just be respectful to them. Why can't they do that? If they can't do that, they can't complain about Harry and Meghan talking. Why are you, Kimija, right now targeting Meghan's show with Love Meghan with negative press? Why? Why are they doing that? Why? Why are they doing that? Why have they been targeting each and every single commercial venture Harry and Meghan partaken? Why have they targeted Prince Harry's job by where he works a bit up? Even asking Harry to resign from a job that enables Harry to earn a living. And then they tell him, Harry, go and ask your father for money. Same people who mocked Harry when he said in the Oprah interview that he was cut off by his father, when he said in the Oprah interview that Harry was cut off by his father, are the same ones who are like, Harry, go ask for money from your father. You should not be earning money here with Netflix or better up. Go ask your father for money. Yet, when Harry said he was cut off by Charles, they mocked him. Told him, Harry, get a job. Now that he has a job, he has jobs. What are they doing? UK media are doing everything in their power to ensure that my family, Harry and Meghan, lose their commercial deals. How is that okay? How is that, my family, all right? How is that okay? How is that all right? It isn't, my family, okay. It isn't okay. It's not okay to see what has been happening all this time. It ain't okay. My family, Harry is a husband. Meghan is a wife. She's also a mother to two wonderful kids. It is high time that UK media understand that Meghan is a human being, and her being a person of color does not exempt her from basically being treated with basic human dignity. Meghan has rights. Meghan has rights like anyone else. She has a right to be treated well, to be treated with basic human dignity. Something that Meghan has never ever been shown by the firm and UK media this past 8 years. There is nothing that Meghan has said or Harry has said that justifies what we've seen all these years, all these past 8 years. Harry and Meghan, mostly Meghan in particular, being bullied every single day for the past 8 years. Nothing justifies what we have seen Meghan go through all these years? Nothing. Nothing. Nothing justifies what we have seen, my family, what Meghan has gone through all these years. Nothing. And my family, Richard Eden is asking, is asking that what effect would Meghan postponing a show with Love Meghan have basically 1 month from now, because people already have lost their homes already, and will probably be okay with watching a show about Meghan showing her luxurious lifestyle. My family, I'll say this in response to what Richard is saying. It is clear that UK media don't want Meghan to even have any expensive or nice thing. As I've always said, they don't want people to see that Harry and Meghan have, my family, are rich, are wealthy, and they live a luxurious lifestyle. Or they have, my family, a luxurious lifestyle. They don't want members of the public to see it. Remember, when Harry and Meghan stepped back as senior members of the royal family, UK media mocked Harry and Meghan, saying, oh, you know what, Harry, you'll come back to beg money from the palace, a few months from now. You'll come back and you'll be begging Harry. They even created cartoon pictures mocking Harry and Meghan, painting them as beggars. Now, my family, 5 years later, after Harry and Meghan stepped back as senior members of the royal family, people are about to watch a show whereby my family, Meghan, basically lives a luxurious lifestyle, is rich, is wealthy, and that clearly she and Harry aren't broke. And of course, that is contrary to the narrative that UK media have fed members of the public. So they're like, Meghan, people don't want to see this. Even I heard myself from Meghan McCain, and also one other person from the View saying, Meghan, we don't want to see you having nice, expensive things. We want to see you, Meghan, going to poor communities. They don't even hide that what they can't stand is that Meghan isn't broke, isn't begging, that she has no money, that she actually has money. They can't stand that Meghan has money. They can't stand that she's rich, she's wealthy, and my family, she's a princess, living in an amazing mansion in Montecito. They're like, Meghan, don't show us your amazing kitchen. We don't want to see it. We don't want to see it. You, Meghan, are supposed to be begging, not showing us how rich you are. We don't want to see that. We don't want to see that, Meghan. We don't want to see that. My family, they are going to have to see it. And they are going to have to come to terms with the fact that indeed Harry and Meghan are upgraded in life. Ever since even they stepped back as senior members of the royal family. And no matter how many times UK media try to paint Harry and Meghan as failures, it is clear Harry and Meghan have not failed. It is senior members of the royal family, William K. Charles Camilla, and their minions, UK media, who have failed to destroy Harry and Meghan, and they will never ever succeed in destroying Harry and Meghan. My family, with that and so much more, stay tuned to this video. Love you always and forever, and may God bless you all. Meghan is not a broke princess. She's a rich, wealthy princess. And my family, I know that hurts many Karens, but you know what? I want to see Meghan's expensive kitchen. I want to see Meghan's, her style, what she loves. I want to see it all. I want to see Meghan having the most expensive jewelry the world has ever seen. I want to see it. I want to see it. First of all, it ain't Meghan's fault that the wildfire has happened. And my family, even despite what has happened, the fact is life goes on. Life goes on. Life goes on. And Meghan is out there supporting victims of the LA wildfires. You know? What are UK media doing? Complaining because they don't want to see Meghan succeed. They don't want all the narratives that are built up full of lies about Harry and Meghan, their life, that they're going broke, that they're running out of money. They don't want those narratives destroyed or debunked. And people, when they watch Meghan's show on Netflix, my family, of course, they're going to see Meghan is a rich, wealthy woman, free, happy, outside of the farm. And of course, UK media don't like that one bit. They don't. Meghan, keep living your life and never ever let anyone tell you how you should live your life. Meghan, be free, be happy, thrive, keep thriving. We're with you, support you in the strongest terms possible. And Meghan, you are right to talk. UK media and the farm cannot abuse you and then say, keep quiet, keep quiet, keep quiet. As Harry even said, silence only empowers the abuser to keep on abusing. Never keep quiet when abused. Talk, 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 talk. My family, so right now I want to hear opinion on what we have just discussed. And the Windsors, to Charles, William, Kate, Camilla, you will not sabotage Harry and Meghan's projects. Meghan's show with Love Meghan will be a huge success. A huge success that, of course, will anger her abusers even more. Remember, it's been 5 years ever since Harry and Meghan fled the UK. I told you all, UK media are unwilling to wait another 5 years, hoping that Harry's going to come back. They want him back now, you know? And they believe that maybe if Harry and Meghan's commercial deals end, then maybe Harry want to come back. Maybe Meghan want to come back. Maybe Harry want to come back. And that's what UK media wants so badly. In my family, Harry and Meghan are never ever going to come back to the arms of their abusers. And the sooner that UK media understand that, the better. Stay tuned to our next video. Love you, always and forever, and may God bless you, my family. And may no weapon formed against Harry, Meghan, Archie, and also Lilibet, Diana, ever prosper. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. First of all, thank you. Thank you for watching our videos. It means the world to us. For all these years, you have tuned in, supported our community, and all I want to say is thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching our videos. It means the world to me. You know, ever since my father passed away, this community has been everything to me. Talking to you every single day is joyful to me. It makes me happy. It makes me happy. And honestly, you've been part of my healing process. And I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. So please kindly, once again, like and subscribe for daily and consistent content. And to those who are new in our family, welcome. Welcome to Sussex Squad Family TV on YouTube.